Tim Sebastian, you moderated a panel this morning, a high-level panel about outcomes and ideas about reconstruction and recovery. Having listened to those high-level participants for 2 hours, what do you think are the main messages that came out of that session?
The complexity of the issues, first of all, how difficult it is. I mean, this is supremely difficult. Let nobody ever walk away from these issues thinking any of this is easy. It isn't. It demands coordination of a high order, competence of a high order, financial probity of a high order, and it expects these things of countries when they are on their knees, developing countries, poor countries, international community, which is notoriously bad at operating together. So these are very, very difficult issues. Where I think we brought out the complexity, I think that was fine. As for deciding on new measures, providing new impetus to get solutions, I hope we did that as well, because I tried to break it down into its component parts and say, is it method? Is it new institutions? If so, who has to do what? And we came up with the what, and I hope we got somewhere towards providing the who has to do it as well.
But going forward now, coming out of a conference such as this, you've covered conferences such as this often in the past. Do you have a sense of how much the promises or the intentions at such a conference will be translated into reality?
I don't think you ever get much of a sense of that, but I was heartened by one thing, that the representative of the European Union, one of the European Union commissioners, as well as former Minister of Finance in Indonesia, and now Vice President at the World Bank, got together immediately afterwards and said, okay, let's move this forward. We have some momentum now, some new ideas came up, how are we going to move this forward? So I think there was a real willingness to look past the things that people have been saying for the last 25 years and the questions we've been asking for the last 25 years. And people are still dying, and they're dying in huge numbers. Not because of things that we don't expect to happen, because of things we do expect to happen. I mean, here's an example, thousands of villages in northern India washed away every year, 7,000 villages. This year will be exactly the same as last year, which was exactly the same as the year before. We sit here and we let it happen, time and time and time again. What I hope we came up with today was some ideas for preventing that from happening, for saying, let's take preventive measures, let's get mechanisms in place that haven't served us very well, perhaps in the past, let's redo them, let's provide new impetus, but let's get the job done. I really hope that came out of the sessions today.
Tim Sebastian of the BBC, thank you.
Thank you.